in the same sort of position.
Matthew will be hoping the identical
Identical
action doesn't
result.
happen at hoop 2.
Well, that's
He'll be
true.
avoiding
That's
that
right.
one.
But quite remarkable, really. Both players putting in the same super shot. Both respondents putting in the maximum distance.
Yep.
Both players hitting very, very cleanly down from corner 3, and then that resulting in a very clean 3-ball break. And then both times the opposition then missing the rightmost duck to the slightly to the west. So yeah, it's quite fun to see that difference. So we might just quickly pop over to lawn 4 and just see Reg, who remember hit in quite easily with his red ball, and is now engineering a rush down to hoop 1. So this should be pretty standard for him. That looks to be the right pace, and you can tell that it's a little bit quicker, Pete. You can tell. I could just see from the way the ball wasn't slowing up quite as much as it was an hour ago.
Now, keen observers watching Gareth has picked up on quite a significant point, that the difference with Matthew's ducks to Robert's ducks is his partner's going to 1, which will be going to 3, whereas Robert was looking for that control out of hoop 2 to
Yep, I didn't spot that one myself, but yes, partner's going.
Thank you again, Damon.
Well, in a couple of years' time, when this is all done in virtual reality, we'll have an infinity of commentators where it doesn't really matter where their physical presence is. They'll just be in virtual space on the lawn with us. Yeah. We'll be able to see.
You can still be anchor. Not going to take anchor role off Gareth.
You feel you.
I know it means a lot to have the anchor title.
So again, Pete, is Matthew's going to play a split up to the corner 2 ball here, presumably.
A bit trickier than Robert's one.
Yes, it is. It's from a more southerly position.
So you get in your scope, but the danger always looks like you're going to a corner ball, and things can go out and. You can miss the roquet but the landing spot where Matthew landed that ball is where you're looking for all the time.
It's the same as well.
Give yourself up to a 4-yard roquet, and the shot becomes a lot easier.
So if we could go over to 3, Alex, that'd be great, because Matt now with a good chance to load hoop 3, going to hoop 2, and that is beautifully played. He goes to the perfect rush line on that Pioneer, and as observed previously, the setup at hoop 3/4 back is slightly different than it was for Robbie, because now the
PLE
is already there. Yep. So Matt, as we observed yesterday, playing with one of these quite shallow mallets. You see a few American players playing with those.
Oh, no, I like them. I had a swing of one in New Zealand a month or so ago, and they're a nice weight, and
it's the sort of thing a wife might buy for a husband for a birthday. Really.
Yeah. Well, not a difficult thing to wrap, but I think you kind of guess what you've got before you take
you couldn't really mistake it for a bottle of wine, could you? No.
Well, maybe you might get fooled. Maybe it'll be wrapped, look like a mallet when you open it. It's quite disappointing.
But it's actually 4 bottles of wine stacked on top of each other with the other one on an angle,
Or some garden equipment that you've got.
Yes, that's right. It could be a rake. Yeah. So we should update Matthew's score. And he's put the yellow in a reasonable position for the peel. Would you try and bombard that out to straighter, Pete?
Oh,
or
no,
would you just
leave that alone.
Yeah.
Black's a great ball in North at 4.
Yeah.
And he's got room to get the blue in place, but the rush isn't even essential in getting down to black. You want to be able to chip it down court a little bit, but he's run the hoop well, and he can hit the left-hand side of this yellow and get it quite a tight peeling position.
Yeah. And that's exactly what he does. How about that? Yep. The yellow is now straightened up.
Now he could be in a better position.
Are we doing this for the jaws, or are we doing this for the peel?
No, I think the closeness is he's going to judge the
well, it's ended up in the jaws.
It's ended up in the jaws. Yep. He's played a little bit big on the blues.
Yeah.
But jaws is a good outcome. It's.
And the blues come in the court a bit. That's not perhaps his preference, but I mean, it's not going to hold any terrors for him.
Good thing about the new balls, he's going to be able to play this shot with ease. You'll get to this black with the blue nicely nestling in front of hoop 5. Don't have to really squeeze this little bit of a... it's not a pass roll. It's kind of slightly more than an even roll. It's a nice shot.
That's a nice shot. Very, very impressed by the attention that Matt pays to the striker ball in these. It's he always ends. I mean, Robbie was the same, of course, in his break, but it's for a player of my own standard. It's very inspirational to see the precision with which the players are getting.
Matthew's got a different style to some. As I say, he changes his grip on a few shots.
He does. He plays
he's got
Irish.
A bit of body movement on the stalking and the lining, but the actual shot when he plays it, his knees and his legs are rock solid. It's a good balance, and I think those little shots where he gets the right side of the ball every time, hitting into the rush lines into the hoops is a real strength, and it's quite impressed with his.
But have you noticed that he plays Solomon grip for some shots and Irish for others?
Yep.
Yeah.
And, kind of, if it's working, it's
absolutely. I mean, it's fantastic to be able to have that range, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Matthew churning through these at a rate which makes it difficult for us to do the scoreboard.
There's a few players alternate between grips here and there, and it's always possibly the in-between one. Which grip do I use on this shot? May make it a little bit tricky now and then, but he seems to be able to handle it all.
So just to keep you updated with what's happening on lawn 4, it's Reg is in front of hoop 3 with a perfect break in front of him. If you went to any croquet textbook and they said what the break should look like after hoop 3, the balls are in those positions. So it's nothing to see there. On lawn 3 though, we've got Matthew now trying to engineer a nice hoop run. Doesn't get a rush out of this one, Pete, but so he's going to be faced with...
No, we're getting to see the differences between Robin and Matthew's type of approach to play, but equally been finishing their triples all week, so both styles, both approaches work, obviously.
And that's beautifully
keeping
played.
the tempo
Yeah.
the same all the time. For Matthew's the important thing, and he does that very well. And so he's
calling the referee, which is more out of politeness than anything else. He's hardly likely to miss this rush peel, but that's what you've got to do.
Yep.
Is that I can't see which referee that was that came out, but there's a lot of the yellow ball showing there. And no problem at all. It's a shot now to put the yellow in front of penultimate, and the red with a nice rush on black to hoop 6. Yellow's skedaddled a little bit far, but he's more.
And we'll stay on lawn 3. It's
yes,
good watching Matthew.
It is good. It
this.
is
One game down, and
it would be fair to say that the textbook position is still in place for Reg.
But Reg is just
on
in textball position.
In fact,
making a break of 9 after Edward's era.
Yeah.
Not to take anything away from Reg, it's the play's perfection.
Yes, it is.
We're not going to get much excitement. Maybe if we see a sniff of something not quite working, we can change over.
So this is an interesting thing for us to watch now, is how Matt deals with this slightly misplaced yellow. It's certainly not. He wasn't able to sort of go to it straight away and then peel it through. So he sort of played a sort of a jabby sort of shot, sending the black down. Black's not a perfect pioneer for 2-back by any means. And
is this peel possible going to the blue for 1-back? I can't quite see the angle.
Yeah,
I'm saying,
so you can see on the it's about a yard to the west of, and about 3 and maybe 4 yards north.
Yep.
And so you can, and in fact this very manoeuvre is in the new book, is it not?
It's the weight of the shot's the important bit, and you're wanting to get some part of the hoop if you're not going, and it's slid past, so it's still some work to do there for Matthew, but I like the weight that he played at it.
Yeah. It was a weight
Don't
designed.
play it one and you think, oh, I'm going to peel this and watch this.
It certainly
scoot
didn't
through the hoop all the way down to Rover.
It certainly didn't clang out of anything, did it?
Yeah. But again, there was possibly more pull than he was expecting as well. And while we're talking about the balls pulling or being inconsistent, so far both peels we've seen that have missed have probably pulled a little bit more. But that could be also the grass, the freshly cut grass could be, you know.
Although does it not pull more if it's longer grass?
Well, I'm meaning that freshly cut, the grass might be standing up a little
standing
bit more
up
rather than a fluffy. I'm not exactly an expert on the turf stuff.
So I don't know whether Blake can give us a view of that yellow.
It's just that they do seem to be pulling a little bit more than they were yesterday.
So as Matt hits it in, so you can see there that Matt has quite a tricky shot, because he has to get the yellow on the other side, which he does nicely, because it would have been very easy to have clipped some wire there, wouldn't it?
Oh, it's a good shot of Matthew. They're talking about Edward's shoes there. They'd like to see more close up. I don't know. I think Matthew's ones outshine.
Oh, shoes wise.
Edward's ones. Look at them. Yeah. I'm not going to call them glitter, but they've got.
They're not like those illegal running shoes that are causing all that.
The night zooms.
The night zoom, I don't know whether. Well, a day on the lawns can be quite hard on the feet.
Yeah,
and beautifully through there. Now remember, this black ball is not all the way down at 2-back, and look, perfect rush yet again. So that's fantastic play by Matt there.
Yeah, that'd be a good added bit of technology if you can get a pair of shoes that increase your triple percentage from 50 to 75% or something.
I don't know what the engineers at Adidas would say if you went with that proposal and said, look, I've got this great idea for a new shoe that will help people triple peel. I suspect that they would throw a lot of money at that. Oh, what was that little?
He hasn't got the rush up. For the rush up, yeah.
But it doesn't.
All manageable.
Yeah,
the first little bit of emotion though we've seen from a player.
Yeah.
A few days.
Yeah. Well, he's churning through these hoops at a rate that.
You're getting no money on Essex to finish first. I don't think it'll be a book open.
No, I don't think so. I mean, Reg is still on hoop 6, so in the time that it's taken Reg to even, no, he hasn't even loaded one back yet, going to 6.
That's a nice shot from Matthew.
That's a great shot. Yeah, so he's got to. There's even a possibility that Matthew might be able to rush this yellow down and peel Rover, and then I think if he does that, we might see him whip through the last 4 hoops. I think he's found an old peg hole there, or something. There's something he wants looked at.
The good thing as well, again, a lot of people have been doing a lot of hard work. The courts have been moved, the hoops have been moved, 2 or 3 times, and there's lots of holes. So
there's a lot of holes.
So there's always a sprinkler hole on Canley as well, and there'll be a couple of different peg holes. So
there's a lot of places where there's those little like those games that you play as a kid where you've got the little ball bearings and you're rolling them around the maze.
They have to like on the wooden craft toy. Yeah.
There's a lot of that. Yeah. Well, that slows them down and allows means that Reg might have got through to 2 back by the time Matt's finished. But
what's Reg looking at there? Has he got a little bit of an angle at hoop 6?
No, the tiniest to the tiniest angle is probably 1 degree or something like that.
You usually have 1 hoop of a break where Reg looks slightly.
Joined in the commentary booth by Stephen Forster.
You
after you just come to criticise rather.
We're going to get some proper expert comments.
Come and give some expert comment.
Anyway, what does your T-shirt say there, Stevie? It says
Eat, sleep, croquet. Yeah, Stephen has been sporting a wide range of hilarious croquet-related T-shirts. Do you get them printed, Stephen, or is there a place that sells them? Okay. Stephen is unwilling to reveal the source of his.
It's a nice shot there from Matthew. Has he got an opinion on this? So if Stephen's not going to do the commentary, we'll just ask him a whole lot of embarrassing questions, shall we?
That's right. And because the listeners can't actually hear his answers, we could make them up. So,
so Matthew's in a nice position here, peeling Rover going to a perfectly placed ball.
Perfectly placed ball at 3 back. So it's a good 2-3 yards away.
Yeah.
And
look, he's going to be putting this at, from Matthew's view, the right-hand leg. And
are you playing this softly?
Again, the right weight's got to be nice. And again, it's possibly...
So that pulled more?
No, I don't know. I don't.
No, pulled less.
Yeah, and I think it's probably he just put a little bit more into that one, and so it never quite, the pull never quite got coming in. But look, there's no danger. He's,
But now it's a rover peel.
It's a rover. Yeah, you've got to give enough pace to keep it on line and get it up there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't an express pace where it was going to spit all the way off the leg, so it's all manageable.
Okay, so he's deliberately put the blue onto the western side so that when he loads penultimate, he can go to that yellow. Where will he put it? Where will he?
This will be just out to the east of penultimate.
Where will he want to put that that yellow now?
Oh, the yellow.
Yeah.
Just a position where he's left blue a little bit short.
The
So
blue is a bit short, yeah.
No, it just you're going to play a takeoff where you don't have to concentrate too much on keeping it exactly fine.
Because
you just want to play it just to move it a smidge and do a controlled shot to the black ball. And it's only got to be a few yards south of the black.
Well, again, we'll stick
just
with
keep the yellow. Well, he did play that kind of fine, or
he did. It's left him a teasing.
And that is part of the danger, is that it's a shot that you're concentrating on two things.
Yeah. Well, also, as you were saying, you didn't really need to worry about the yellow, because it doesn't matter whether the yellow's in a
he's going to be rushing it into row. You don't want to be rushing it from too far. Just a bit of foot.
So
okay.
now he's actually had to sort of reset and think about this shot. It's yes. So funnily enough, he did actually miss a shot a lot shorter than that yesterday against Felix.
I had three back, and that one he was just aiming to hit the middle of the ball, and it slipped by. Whereas that one there, he sensibly just aimed also for the middle of the ball. He didn't try to put any cut towards the hoop, and you're going to
that's a nice recovery now.
Going to an even-numbered hoop, and you've always got the luxury of running to the boundary, so it's important that he just made contact with the ball there.
Nicely done. Through.
Yep. A lot of Matthews triples all week. He has been getting the free peels before free back, so he's just in the stride of what he's been doing all week.
You can see that on that shot there, the very close mowing. You can also see the sort of groovy. I think maybe the lawn was scarified some time ago.
It was a little bit of a slope recovery. They put a lot of sand and bits on it, but it's they're playing well. They the lawns that get a lot of use, a lot of traffic, a lot of golf croquet, a lot of more than
a lot of love as well.
Oh yeah, no, that's
So not the perfect position to be taking the hoop approach from, but nothing that will concern Matt, I would imagine. Reg, meanwhile, has just made two back on his textbook break, and now has two balls by the peg, and will be taking off to the three-back Pioneer. So things may work out that
we'll get to see if Reg does the floaty ball out on purpose again.
Well, because if he does, then we know it was on purpose, rather than
for some reason.
He's doing it maybe to tempt Ed into some sort of shot at it. But it will be, it'll certainly be great to see.
That's a good shot there of Matthew. Nice camera work, watching him solidly in the middle.
Yep.
I don't think Matthew will be missing any more return roquets after that one was. You can see the anguish that it caused and cost him that game, which.
All right, so that's the mid-deep ball going down there for Matt with the blue, and now he'll nudge the black, and he'll put that black off to the side and get a perfect rush on the yellow to put it right in front of the hoop for the peel. Now, sadly, Reg is just about to make three back and answer our previous question about where he'll put the western diagonal spread ball, but we're going to stay with Matt. Just watch this peel, looking at it from both sides. But that look from the south of Rover was a glance, wasn't it? I mean, you look at the sun for longer than that.
Well, these matchups we have here in the semis, and Matthew's about to tie this up with Rob at 1-1. Highly likely we could be seeing this again in 18-20 months' time in the MAC, with Matthew being number one playing Robin in an important number one match for Australia. And
And that's worked out nicely for him. He's got the ball in the jaws. Oh, no, it's come through. Sorry, I do apologise.
Good teaser as well for what's upcoming later on.
So, on lawn 4, Reg is just about to crack Ed's ball over towards the western boundary, and
now shadows move. So
the shadows move. We don't have that same point of reference, but we will be able to tell you just how far west it goes this time. It didn't go as west as one normally sees before. But so I think we can cut over to 4 now, because I think we can assume that Matthew is going to make a 1-foot peg out. And again,
we'll give him
the same.
Okay, we've got a good pan shot. It's good.
Yeah.
The American viewers will want to see Matthew.
Yes.
First this match with the tap on peg.
We can see it happening
nice
there,
moment.
and it's done.
Yeah. Well done, well done, Matthew.
All done. So that's all finished.
Squared up the match, which is.
And now if we go back to the Reg Ed game.
Well, our commentary team is not all arriving at the expected times, Gareth, so I'm going to have to love you and leave you and leave you by yourself, but I'll try to send someone up.
Someone.
And I'll be back in
when you feel
an hour and a bit. So all the best by yourself.
Yeah, well, thank you very much to Pete. Unfortunately, just me here at the moment, so I'll see if I can update Reg's clip positions. Should change the colours of the balls around as well. It's clearly they're the wrong way round at the moment. So Reg completing his diagonal spread. And we just had the privilege of seeing Matt. What have we found? And we're joined here by Carrie-Anne Organ. Hello, Carrie-Anne. Let's pop a headset on you. Oops. Hello. So you've had a great tournament.
I have, thank you.
Really nicely. And we're just watching Reg complete his diagonal spread here, Carrie-Anne.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Everything's all nice and wide, I can see.
Yes. And in the first game, he did exactly the same thing. So can you see how Ed's black ball is not as far over to the western boundary as you'd often expect to see?
Well, then it gives you the opportunity to have a shorter rush over. If you lifts the blue.
Yeah, we were just speculating whether or not there was any way of that was to entice Ed to have a go at it, but no, he's going to play exactly the same shot as before.
And taking the shorter shot.
Yep. So did you enjoy Matt Essex demolition there of the lawn? He played with great pace and
very nice
skill.
Peels.
Very good. That's levelled that match up.
Yep, 1-1.
And Ed would have obviously been disappointed to have bombed hoop 2 on his first break.
Well, it was amazing hoop 1, wasn't it?
It was. And now here he goes. He's got to hit this now. Otherwise, he could find himself in trouble. But a big hit would be a great result.
Big swing.
And he misses this time to the right a little bit. Missed a couple to the left. Had a very good confidence boosting long B-balk shot earlier to hit, but now has missed. So he's missed.
He's missed a few.
A few now. Yep.
I wonder if the nerves have got him. I don't know. He's usually a really good shot.
Yeah, he's not really one to suffer from nerves, is he? And I think it's always a game of small margins. He's obviously not missed that one by very much. He's marking it in implies that it just missed by a whisker.
Only a millimetre game, isn't it?
It is. It can be very cruel that way. So Reg takes his customary sip of water, surveys the lawns like the master of a country estate, returns, picks up his mallet, puts his cap on and strides back out and wonders how he's going to start this.
Very important to have your own routine setting up
and
walking on the lawn.
Very different to Matt's. Matt was basically in and out of the blocks like a 100-metre sprinter. And Reg, very, very deliberate routine.
It's all about getting into your own pattern, your own rhythm,
that's right.
Your own psyche.
Yep. So I think I have got these around the wrong way. It should be that the yellow ball is the one on number 1.
So just promoted blue in, and he's got a nice rush on black. So what's the saying? Rush a ball to a ball?
Yes. And look at that. That's as straight as a die, isn't it? Be nice to be able to do that, wouldn't it?
Oh. Yes, please.
So yeah, you had a great tournament.
Thank you. Yes, came up through the qualifiers.
Must be very, very pleasing. Yes, gosh, so that's about 2 weeks here.
2 weeks,
isn't
yes.
it? Yeah. So
walking around with my eyes half shut, bit tired.
And what have been the highlights for you in your own personal performances?
Oh, just making the Worlds.
Yeah, making the Worlds.
My first Worlds, yes, and just taking it to the big boys and girls.
And you claimed a couple of impressive scalps as well.
Very good scalps, yeah.
No, it's great. And it's fantastic to be here with all these top players that you see in the lists and you read about.
Croquet scores
and
on the
you
list.
know, as a relative newcomer to the game, you hear stories about these people and their achievements and the things that they have named after them,
and now I'm sort of like got my name there. It's like amazing. It's really good.
And that's a absolutely perfect rush there from Reg down to hoop 1. Perfect pioneer at hoop 2.
Yep.
And the blue ball already a few yards in from the eastern boundary by hoop 4. So actually the identical position to what he had last time for his finishing turn.
Yep, and it's all about patterns, isn't it?
It is.
Having control of the lawn.
Yeah, so two weeks here. It's a long time, isn't it? I mean, for an amateur sport, you've got to take time off work. It costs money. It's
definitely yes.
But it's a great group of people, and everyone's very, very supportive. I think you find that a lot in
small sports.
People want other people to do well. They want the standard to be high. They're encouraging.
Yep.
They're very generous with their time and giving tips and tricks.
Definitely, yep. It's all about bringing the standard up.
Yeah.
Because they themselves wanting to play against good players.
Yep. And they want the sport to blossom as well. And I was explaining to the camera crew as well that croquet is probably one of the few sports where everybody is scrupulously honest, and and you're really only ever calling a referee on to adjudicate on a technical matter. It's not like anybody's really seeking to go. But I see you you raised an eyebrow there. So.
Well, no, it's such a small sport, and there's so many eyes on you, and it's all about a reputation, isn't it?
It is.
So
but the prize money is huge, so you'd think that the temptation would be high. Now, although Reg is about to start what is probably going to be a tripling turn, if we could go back over to 3, it would be great, because we've got the opening in the 3rd game between Matt and Robbie, and Robbie has put in a super. This time it's a very long one. It's right up by the peg, and Matt has placed his ball adjacent to it, but on the eastern side. So this is a very, very different super shot opening to
first game.
The first two games, which were absolute carbon copies of each other. And Robbie is now faced with an interesting choice. Does he shoot at either of those 2 balls hard, in which case, if he misses, Matt would have a tap on to start the break? Does he shoot at a sort of a lower pace? He's clearly going for the blue, the more westerly ball. What would you do here?
Just hope to hit.
But would you be shooting hard? I mean, I think we should.
No.
We should probably let everybody know that Kerry-Ann and I are hardly elite players, but we do try.
Very trying.
Very trying. Yeah. So.
Yeah, shooting at blue, I reckon. Yeah, at a half pace.
Yeah, he doesn't like that. Had to check. Do you think maybe he slightly clipped the ball there and just had to replace it? Anyway, so he's redoing his stalk. I mean, I would just be shaking in my boots at this one, thinking about the consequences of missing, but I wouldn't imagine that's what I wouldn't imagine that's what Robbie's thinking. I better update these scores because that is quite confusing at the moment. But that is a hit.
Well done.
Maybe we'll just reset all these to 1. That was easy enough. And that now gives Robert a chance of crafting a 3-ball break.
So you got Robert here doing his setting up, checking all the angles, taking his time, which is quite important for position. And a nice takeoff.